Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Zeelicious cooking series. This is still the yam series edition and I'm about to show you how to make something really yummy using yams. So today I'm going to show you how to make yam porridge Naija style. And for those who do not live in this part of the world, Naija just actually means Nigeria. It's the fun way of calling Nigeria. And I'm going to show you how it is made. So let me introduce you to the ingredients. For this recipe you'd need half of a medium-sized yam tuber, 1 onion bulb, 1 cup of palm oil, 5 fresh tomatoes, 4 chili red bell peppers also known as tatashe, 4 scotch bonnet peppers also known as atarodo, 3 garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 3 seasoning cubes, 2 cups of shredded smoked fish, some diced pomo also known as cow skin, 1 tablespoon of ground crayfish, half a tablespoon of ground chili pepper, and some salt to taste. Okay, so this dish is one very simple dish to make and I used to enjoy eating this dish growing up as a child. This is actually my mom's recipe, but I tweaked it just a little bit. So I'm going to start by transferring my palm oil into my pot here that I have set on medium heat already. So everything's just going to go right in and I'm just going to heat it up for about 45 seconds, just until it wakes up a bit. It's still sleeping. I'm not bleaching, I just want to heat it up slightly. So let's just give it a little time. Okay, so the oil has been heating up and I'm just going to transfer my chopped onions into the hot oil. Everything just goes in. I chopped my onions earlier and I'm using some red onions. Look at the smoke just all over the kitchen. That's what happens when you allow your palm oil to get overheated. Mine got a little bit overheated, but that's fine. The aroma in the kitchen is actually compensating for that. Okay, so this is fine. Next, I'm going to take my tomato paste. Now, this is just tomato concentrate, the one that is usually packed in the tin, and I'm going to throw it right into the pot. Now, this is actually totally optional. It's all up to you, but I want this dish to have some added flavor. And actually frying up this tomato paste will give this dish some kind of, I don't know how to describe it. But the flavor is going to give this dish is literally going to take it to a whole new level. So I'm just going to fry the tomato paste for about 4 to 5 minutes. And you know when it's perfectly fried, you see the palm oil sitting just right on top of it and bubbling nicely and gently. And then the paste has become it's crumbled up into the oil. So just turning this around and allowing it to fry. The aroma, it's just mind-blowing. Okay, the smoke has evaporated into the air. Okay, so we'll just leave that to fry and I'll keep stirring occasionally so that it doesn't stick to the pot or it doesn't burn. Okay, so next I'm going to add some crayfish into this mixture. See that the tomato paste is perfectly fried, and then adding the crayfish to it and allowing the crayfish to fry in the oil and the tomato paste mixture is going to elevate the taste and amplify the flavor of the dish. So this is exactly how you want to do it. And I'm just going to give it a stir. Just to, I can already perceive it. It's beautiful, like. And why I'm doing all of this is just so that I intensify the flavor of the yam porridge. Usually people that make yam porridge do not make it this way. This is one way to just take the flavor to a whole new level, and this is the only way you want to be making your yam porridge from now henceforth. Okay, so I'm just going to dice up some pomo. This is just cow skin, and I just like the meaty feel when I'm eating the dish. I just like to have that meaty feel in it. So the pomo goes in, but I'm just going to dice it up into really tiny bits. And I'm adding the pomo now so that it actually is cooked through by the time the dish is completely cooked. Now you can cut it to whatever size you like or require, but I just like it to be in really tiny bits. It helps the feel of the dish in my mouth. It gives me that satisfying feel. And you don't necessarily have to use only pomo. You can use whatever. You can use beef, some fried beef or shaki or chicken. You can even use chicken if you like. Whatever it is you prefer, It's totally up to you. So I'm just chopping. And then I'm just going to throw, okay, there's one more left. Just chop. My is already a little bit soft. So everything's just going to go right into the pot as well. And I'm going to give it a good stir. So totally combine. The tomato paste looks like it's burning, but trust me, it's not burning. This is actually flavor heaped up in the pot right now. Okay, that's fine. And then next up, I'm going to just throw in this pepper tomato blend mix. In here, I have some peppers, tatashe, some garlic and onions as well. I've just blended it up with my blender. And I used more of tomatoes than tatashe. That's how I prefer it. You can use, oh, I also added some fresh pepper as well. Did I mention pepper? Yes, I think I did. You did. I did. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I blended it and I'm gonna transfer it into my pot. And give it a good stir to totally combine. Yum yum. This actually looks like I'm making some jollof rice. This is the same method though, but with jollof rice you use vegetable oil and then you don't add pomo, and then okay, you don't add the crayfish at the beginning with jollof rice. So I'm just going to cover this with my lid and allow it to fry for about 8 to 10 minutes until the puree is totally dried up, and then you can literally see the oil sitting right on top of the mixture. So while that is frying, I'm just going to come over here and just clean up my chopping board and chop up my yams. I already peeled them and I just cut them in some like this. And I noticed that my yams were browning and I decided to stop the browning. To stop the browning, all you have to do is just put 2 to 3 tablespoons of vinegar into about 4 to 5 cups of water, and you literally will stop the yams from browning. Yams are actually carbohydrate, and when it's exposed to air, it tends to get dark or it tends to brown. So stop it by just doing what I just told you. And I'm just going to cut it up. You don't have to follow any particular shape or pattern. You can just chop it anyhow you like. I like to chop mine in really tiny bits. And I'm just gonna chop it like that. As I chop, I'm gonna transfer it back into the water so that it doesn't brown. So that's the first one done. And the second one, I always say that chopping is therapeutic. Whenever I'm chopping, I always find that I'm in this calm state. Like, there's just something about it that makes me feel good about myself. I don't know. So this is the time. Chida, why are you looking at me like, what is this girl saying?
The way you just said it, I see. It's a cure to an email.
It's actually a cure. It's like going to the spa and just relaxing. For me though. Okay, so and this is the fourth one, and I think it's the final one. Okay, so that's done for me. Let me just clear up my counter and I'll come back. I'll just leave this to dry up and then I'll come back and show you what goes into the pot next. Okay, so let's check on. Can you hear the sizzle, guys? That sizzle. You see that the palm oil is just right on top of it and it's bubbling nicely, and that sound is giving me so much life. Like I feel like dancing to it, and you can actually sleep to this sound and have a sound sleep. Chido just looked at me like, what's wrong with this girl?
The excitement behind this.
I'm excited. Okay, so I'm just going to stir it around, and the base of this yam porridge is looking so good already. And what I'm going to do next is add some water. It's about 2 cups of water, and the sizzle has disappeared. That's okay. And stir again, and then I'm just going to load this up with some smoked fish. This is shredded smoked fish. I always like to have like some bits of protein while I'm eating whatever dish. And I mean, the yams are already carbohydrates, so it's just normal or it's just okay to add protein to your dish. Judah, why are you doing that to your hand? So everything goes. I've cleaned up those smoked fish already with some hot water to take away the excess dirt and stuff. And I'm just going to stir it in. Then next up, I'm going to add some seasoning cubes just to amplify the taste. I think I'm going to add one more. And I'm also going to throw in some pepper. Now this is just brown chili pepper for some heat. I already added some fresh pepper, so I'm not going to add so much pepper into this. And of course, I'm going to add some salt. And I'm just going to stir this. It's already simmering gently and nicely, and I love. Okay, so it's already simmering gently and nicely, and what I'm going to do next is just transfer all of my yam pieces into this mixture. Now you want to add enough liquid that will cook the yam completely, and that is why I added 2 cups of water before I added the yams. Usually when people want to make their porridge yams, they actually boil the yam first until it's about 50% boiled before they add the stewed part of things. But I want to put my yams when they're still so raw, so that this stew and the flavor from the stew will penetrate, go right in and cook with the yam, like go into the yam. Like, it's important, it has to go in, it must
digest.
The yam must digest. The yam must soak it, soak all of the stew, and that way you come out with really flavorful yams. So all of this will go right into my pot gently. And the dish is already looking so good. And you notice that when the yams start to cook, like when they're about 80% cooked, the stew starts to get really thickened up. I think it's the starch from the yams that are just showing themselves and thickening up the stew, and that's exactly what you're going to notice when you're making the dish. And I'm just going to make sure that everything is submerged right into the stew and basically just allow it to cook. And this will cook for about 20 to 25 minutes or even less. It depends on how you cut your yams. This should cook for about 20-25 minutes, and I'm not going to touch it until it's perfectly cooked. And I have set my heat to medium heat, so be sure to note that. So let's just leave this to cook and go and have some fun. Okay, so it's time to check on the yam. It's been cooking for about 25 minutes now. And look at how it looks, so red. I almost don't feel like stirring, but I have to stir. Oh Lord. Do you notice that the liquid has thickened up? I always like to have some thickened up liquid though. Like, I always like it to be really, I always like to have more of this sauce, more of the sauce than the yam. That's the fun part of yam porridge for me. Okay, so people always say it's called yam pottage and not yam porridge. Well, growing up, my mom used to call this dish yam porridge, and I really don't know the difference between yam porridge and yam pottage. If you know, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. I really want to know if there's a difference and if it's actually really called yam porridge. Okay, look at how red this dish is, and it's almost as good as done. So people actually make their porridge to be a little bit yellowish, orangey yellowish in color. But I think this is how I like mine. It looks dark, it looks rich, it looks expensive, and it looks so tasty. And I can't wait to have a taste. One final stir. Oh my gosh, I like all the momo beads and the smoked fish in the pot. Looking so good, looking so lush, looking so everything. Okay. And I think that's it. We're done. I'm gonna have a taste though. I really always want to have a taste. My yam is perfectly cooked and it's really soft, but this thing is so hot. I have to blow. You can literally see the steam coming out. The taste of this yam porridge has left me speechless. It's actually really so nice. Forget that I'm the one that cooked it and I'm not forming right now. This is real. It tastes really, really good. Better than it looks. You might want to go make it now for your family and friends and have them looking, oh wow, how did you make this? Give me the recipe. Trust me, they will love it. And guys, if you're ever going to recreate this recipe, please kindly send me pictures on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. We're there as Zeelicious Foods. And if you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come on board. This is an amazing family to be a part of. You definitely want to subscribe so that you can also get instant notification whenever I upload a new video. I have loads and loads of recipes coming up real soon. So I'll see you again next time with another beautiful recipe. Until then, keep spreading so much love and not hate, and be kind to one another. Take care.